I am the internet, and I like it when KSSU is on.
Testing.
Hello?
Testing. Alright, mic works. Mics are working! Hey, welcome. Matt and Tex Show, live on KSSU.com. I am Matt.
I am Tex.
And our mics work. There was some problems with the studio. First off, I might not have been able to play music today.
Really?
Because of this mini, the 3.5 millimeter jack that comes from my laptop.
Which is where the music comes from.
Yeah, wasn't working. So I was going to put up my music on a flash drive, play it out of the computer. Luckily, that now works. And there was an issue with the microphone that I use, microphone 2. It was on and off working. And I moved it when I got in the studio, and my manager here was a little mad about that. But it works fine.
Yes.
And I kind of want to angle it up, but I don't want to mess with it now.
Yeah, it's working now. We're good.
Today on the show, what are we talking about, Tex?
We are talking about, finally, one of our favorite shows, The Walking Dead, started last
Walking
Sunday.
Dead, finally back.
We will
very exciting.
Talk about that. Good episode, not good episode, we'll let you know. And if you
will be the verdicts.
Yes, we will.
Say that quote. I want you. That one quote where it's sort of the idea of the show, where you hate talking about video games, movies, and TV shows. Good, let us do it.
Oh yeah. We can do record drops commercials for our show, and I came up with one idea. It was this. Hey, this is Tex from the Matt and Tex Show. Do you love talking about TVs, movies, and games? Didn't think so. So let me and Matt do the talking for you. The Matt and Tex Show on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock, something like that. That wasn't an official recording, right?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, well, we'll do the official recording. But that was just my idea.
I like it.
Touch it up. I need to write it down so I don't forget it. And that'll be one of our commercials. You can hear that on...
so what else are we talking about?
We talked about Felix
Baumgartner.
I can never say his last name.
Who did his heroic dive, who actually successfully did that.
Mm-hmm. He's live.
After many delays. Did that on Sunday. I watched it. We'll talk about that and my blog, as well as... What else are we talking about? We'll talk about Revolution for a bit. I got some things to say.
That's right.
Something I didn't mention. That first song we just played was Europa by Santana, Carlos Santana, the amazing guitarist. The song has parentheses at the end of the title, which is Earth's Cry, Heaven's Smile. Kind of represents Felix Baumgartner's thing. His mom was on the ground crying her eyes out because her son was 24 miles up. He was smiling, seeing the greatest view he's ever seen. All the songs today will be representing that dive
in some form.
In some form,
like
and we'll talk about it.
I don't think he was thinking of Santana as going down, but the song does make sense from
the title. Like, and some of them are I kind of mess with, but like some of the main ones, like "Free Fallin'" by Tom Petty.
Well,
I figured that was too easy, so I didn't play that. But there are a couple on there. And as well, I didn't have it on my iTunes library, so I pulled
that's the real reason.
any song that was on my library. I chose from here. We'll play one more song, and then we'll talk about Walking Dead. Let's get right to it.
Right now?
No. After this next song.
Oh, you're confusing me there, Matt.
I'm bad. This next song is, and we're gonna go in order of what the events were. So he goes in the balloon, he goes up, he goes on the edge, jumps off, falls down. Okay,
yeah, The Walking Dead.
So at this point in the story, the first song doesn't really make sense. His mom's still crying at the beginning.
Wait, you mean the music is represented?
Yeah, so every song that I play will kind of be in cycle with what happened. This first one, or the next one, it's called Wild Winds. While he was rising in the balloon, he hit the jet stream and actually went off course at 170 miles per hour towards Texas. So all these wild winds were pushing his balloon away from where his landing zone was.
Now see, me being a terrible geographist, he did this in New Mexico, right?
He was in New Mexico, yes.
Okay. See, if typically when I don't know where a state is, I will put it around the East Coast, but I know New Mexico's not over there.
Right.
And when you said he was drifting into Texas, I'm assuming now that New Mexico is next to Texas. See,
yes,
I don't know.
Neighboring. Yep.
I don't know how my head pictures the United States, but I somehow thought that New Mexico was where Nevada is. Even though I know that's where Nevada is, for some reason I thought it was there. So I'm like, wow, that's a huge course correction to make.
If it's not on the East Coast, you put it by Ohio, right?
Yes, it's everything's by Ohio. Wait, if I don't know what... I thought Colorado was over there. I thought Colorado was on the East Coast.
All right, this song is called Wild Winds by Free Energy. Enjoy Matt and Tex Show. Wild Winds from Free Energy. This is the Matt and Tex Show, if you weren't aware. On Sunday, Amazing Television came back on the air. I'm talking about, of course, The Walking Dead, a zombie flick on AMC. Third season began Sunday. Hope you watched. If you're not, we're talking about it now.
Mm-hmm.
Tex,
now,
take it away.
I'm... Like, if you don't know, because we've talked about The Walking Dead, and we always say it's a great show, which it is. You should definitely watch it if you're not watching it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've mentioned this on the air. I am terrified of zombies. His
biggest fear after spiders is a zombie apocalypse. He has ideas and plans of what he will do in case of emergency.
Yes. I've got my CDC up on my phone just to let me know, just in case if anything happens.
What? What is this? Like, is there an app?
The CDC app, yes.
And it'll alert you to like the meningitis thing was mentioned. You get like a push notification that came up and said meningitis.
No, I don't have push notifications.
But you just go through and it has like little news or
all the articles they put up. So yeah, I'll be alerted to that.
So when that zombie apocalypse happens, you'll be the first of my friends to know because the CDC will tell you first.
Mm-hmm. But so yeah, I'm terrified of zombies.
Quick thing, actually, if something like that were to happen,
zombie apocalypse.
Yes. Uh-huh. Do you think the president would alert the nation immediately? Well, because the president has the power to take over your phone and any electronic device, anything internet powered, your television, and broadcast onto there.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it is. It's. I've seen it in my settings. I've seen it in. And there's it's like a FCC.
It's like the emergency broadcast thing.
Yeah.
When you're in your other room, the TV's still on, and all of a sudden you hear.
The president's never used that power, but I think they could not break into your phone, but take over your phone enough to where it would broadcast his message to you.
Yeah, I don't think the president would do that because that's not.
Would that cause havoc? Would that cause more havoc? Americans, or would he try and?
Well. If we think about it seriously, if everybody just gets a message. True, it's the emergency broadcast network, but if you hear the president come out, my fellow Americans, there are zombies running around. Dude, that just sounds odd. There are zombies.
Well, he wouldn't. Yeah, he would say the scientific thing.
Well, okay, you're right, but and then I'd be mad like.
There's zombies.
There's zombies. Just
he didn't say zombies.
Just call it what it is. But I don't know. It'd be. I don't think the government would hush up something like that. I think they would treat it like any other disease,
okay.
And then the media would be like, people are dying because of course you have to kill the zombie, shoot him in the head, and it would get out through the media. I don't think he would take over. Maybe he'd make some kind of pandemic or epidemic. I don't know the difference.
All right. Enough of that. Let's talk about the show itself. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts. Let's go through it.
Well, first off, the start of it was very, very emotional. The first 5 minutes didn't have any speaking at all. And if you've seen, if you've been watching this show, you know from the last episode that Rick, he kind of broke, not snapped, but broke. His spirit was broken.
Yep.
And he tells the whole group, this isn't a democracy anymore. He didn't say dictatorship, but he basically implied
full control. You listen to me, or
get out of here, my way or the highway. And but in the first 5 minutes, they bust in and they scour through a house looking for shelter and supplies, and they killed a few zombies that are in there. And Carl, his son, comes across dog food.
Yeah,
and you're thinking, wow, dog food, that's desperate. And then when they all get into the living room after they've played...
Well, here's the thing. This is something we've never seen before, but this just changed like a dynamic of Carl, this young boy. I guess, I don't know, how old do you think he is?
I don't know. I'd say like... I'm terrible.
We'll say he's 10. Anyways, but he pulls out a silenced pistol, blasts a zombie in the head. I don't think... Have we ever seen him, the young boy, kill a zombie?
Yeah, he killed Shane.
That's true.
He did kill Shane.
Okay, well, I think this now just adds to the fact
that he's hardened. as a kid.
And that's what his mom didn't want, and that's what she fears.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the way he's turned, and that's the way the society has gone.
So between the dad, Carl is between the dad and the mom. The mom wants to keep, like, he's a child, he's innocent, and dad.
And that's why. And
this world is different.
And she's pregnant, and she doesn't want to bring a child into a world like that. And anyway, so Carl has his dog food in the living room. Everyone's gathered around. His dad comes in.
Carl's opening it with a can opener. They have a can opener, and everyone's looking at him, and they're probably all thinking, "Wow, dog food, really?" And Rick grabs the dog food out of Carl's hand and throws it against the wall.
I was kind of confused by that.
Well, he's saying we're not we're not dogs. We're people. We're not that desperate. He's got a sliver of hope that we need to have some form of dignity. We're not dogs, then, basically. I mean, food is food, but when you reach that point, it's you realize the desperation, the true desperate situation that you're in. You know, maybe they're all trying to, or Rick at least is trying to keep the spirits up of the group. That was a moving scene in the beginning. It was completely silent. No one said anything.
Yeah, there was not. And I don't want to go through every scene, but we're going to jump to one of the main things. They keep walking wherever they're going, and they encounter a prison.
Mm-hmm. Showed the prison at the end of the second episode, and Rick, he's been praying for a safe place. And
the end of the second season.
Yeah, at the end of the second season. And he finally finds it. They go in.
This seems like a perfect place. It's meant to keep people in, and therefore it's probably very difficult to bring things out or keep things out as well.
Absolutely. And I know that there's some kind of irony in it. I just can't get it out that it's a prison. It's a place for undesirables, criminals. And yet that's their safe haven. Like, we sent the people we didn't want there, and now that's humanity's salvation. There's some kind of irony there.
So they break into this prison, and for the next maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes, there was a massacre of zombies.
Yes,
I would say maybe 50 to 75 zombie deaths in this time span. One of the most gruesome scenes I've seen on the show until later on in the episode. But it was very gruesome. But it was great.
It takes place a few months after the end of the second season, and at the second season they're still new to this idea, and here they just ruthlessly kill zombies.
Seems like this is what they do now. They have techniques. They have order. They have
strategy.
So this is the way their lives. Yep.
There's so many zombies. One article I read said, and I didn't know this, that their budget got cut for season 2, which is one of the more reasons it took place all in one place and was kind of boring. But they got their budget back for season 3, and that's what gave us.
They used it up with all these
massacre.
prosthetics and blood. And
let's hope
gore.
they didn't use all of it up, because.
Well, yeah.
But they slaughtered so many zombies in the beginning scenes, and it was great. Some of the we're getting to know the characters more. Like T-Dog actually said some stuff in the first episode. You might not know that he was actually still there.
Yeah, he was kind of. They cut to him in the back, and he just kind of stand there with an emotion, and then he wouldn't say anything, and then cut the next thing. But
I'm T-Dog.
But no. So what sort of other things you want to jump to?
Well,
one main thing.
Michonne. I keep saying her name wrong. The girl who saved Andrea.
Oh, the girl with the samurai sword.
Yes.
Will we ever figure out what in the hell those 2 chained zombies are?
Yes, I know what they are.
Let's not talk about it until it's revealed on the show.
Oh. Well, I don't know if they are going to reveal it on the show, because it was revealed
in the graphic novel.
In the novel,
which he's read on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
he hasn't actually read the graphic novel.
No, just right. The synopsis of.
I imagine novel. They wouldn't. If they didn't want to explain that in the show, they wouldn't have put it in. Mm-hmm. So I think eventually they will.
Okay.
But it's very strange. She has these 2 zombies without arms
or jaws.
Lower jaws. Just tied with a chain around their neck, and she kind of drags them around on a leash.
She never says what they're for, but you assume that I thought protection. Like if she they can't do her any harm. So if she holds them,
they have no arms, they have no jaw.
If she holds them close enough, and she wears like a cloak, which I guess would hide her scent, then maybe she could just walk through a herd of zombies.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, what about
her? She's a cool character, and she knows how to wield the sword very well, and I think that's kind of cool.
Yep, she's trained well in whatever she knows, but she's guiding along, or she's guiding what's her face.
But exactly, Andrea. She's sick. They've grown. They've become friends in these few months, and she's refusing to leave her. Which Michonne seems very cold.
Say her name.
It's Michonne. I've looked it up.
That's one word, not Miss Shone.
No, not
it's Michonne.
Michonne.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was Michonne, but
she's never
Michonne.
She's never said it, has she?
No.
Okay, so I wouldn't know.
I don't think
but
I've looked it up. It's Michonne. And she seems very cold, so we'll see the unraveling of her character, her development after this. Andrea, too, being not abandoned by the group. They thought she was dead, but with her now. And the clearing out of the prison, which, spoiler alert, Herschel gets bitten.
Wow, yeah, what a first episode. Who was a very main character last season.
Absolutely.
Who was basically what everything revolved around the last season.
Mm-hmm.
First episode, 40 minutes in, they're going through this dark tunnel or this dark alleyway in the prison.
Because there's no power in the prison.
And he walks across what he assumed to be a already dead zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Zombie wakes up, grabs his ankle, gives a good bite of his calf. And
another showing of how Rick just becomes hardened. They got to a safe place. They locked the doors. The zombies are banging at the doors.
Yep.
He didn't show any hesitation or even question it.
He
picked up a hatchet and started hacking at his leg.
And when I said the first part was the most gruesome thing until later in the episode, that was probably he grabbed it and they showed it and he cut it and he hit the bone and it wouldn't go any farther and he hit it again and then it broke through and there was still a piece left and he cut that bit off.
Yeah, it took more than one swing to knock it off.
Tex might know, but I don't know if and what he did that for a reason because he didn't want the virus spreading farther into his body, and that way once he died he'd become a zombie. So he cut the leg off trying to stop the virus. Who knows if the virus still spread? And that would have killed. I'm sorry, I was thinking about something. And that virus would have killed him at that point. But everyone has a virus, and this is something we should bring up. Everyone already has a virus, right?
Yes, everyone has it.
And once they die, they become a zombie. But if you get bit, you'll die immediately.
And that brings up Laurie's quandary.
Yeah, one of the big questions is Laurie, the husband, or the wife of
the one who screws everything up in season 2.
Yeah, the wife of main sheriff and the mother of the hardened son is pregnant with another child. She's pretty far along. She's very bulgy. Yeah,
she doesn't do anything. Everyone killing zombies, and she's kind of standing there.
She has a pistol, but she's just standing there holding her baby in her back, like.
She, before Herschel gets his leg bitten, she talks to him. First of all, her and Rick's relationship just completely non-existent.
Yeah.
He just says, "If you want to talk with this, talk to Herschel." I think he's she started talking about concerns about the baby, and he just dismissed her. I think he's worried about the baby, but doesn't want to confront it.
Yeah, I think he's trying to stay as far away as he can because if something does happen, then he's already been hurt so many times, and they're all going through terrible times.
He killed his best friend.
He doesn't want to go through anything else.
Absolutely.
But her main thing is if the baby does die while it's in her womb. And if it does in fact carry the virus, which they all do, it'll become a zombie. Then she'll have a zombie in her womb, and what will that do? Or if the baby comes out and kills them both, because there's no really medicine to give birth, they both become zombies. And she tells Herschel, the doctor, kill them both immediately. Don't think about it.
I wonder, realistically, and I don't know, can the baby do any damage? I don't know. It doesn't have teeth, right? And it doesn't have.
It depends. It might have teeth. There are fingernails, but I don't know how long they are. And
I got that from Juno.
Yeah, it has fingernails. But I don't know if it's been soaking in embryonic fluid so long. I don't know if those fingernails are actually very strong. If they could scratch, if they could bite, or if it might have some teeth. But
or if it can even. I mean, zombies are dumb, but can a baby think about eating? I mean, it gets hungry, but can it think about it? I don't know.
Yeah. So that's it. That's a very weird question. Because why don't babies just claw out of their mom when they want to? Because they don't really know what they're doing.
No,
so would a zombie really know what they're doing? Mm-hmm. A zombie's already dumber than an adult. So a baby, which is dumb already, would be just a bag of bones.
One problem I have with zombie genres in general is more games necessarily, but is when
because there's not a lot of movies or television shows. So our basic zombie fixes in video games continue.
But my belief, I guess, what I want to see from zombies is just people zombies. I don't like when other creatures turn to zombies and things, or when they're badder zombies in video games. And when they were going through the prison, a bunch of riot police started coming out. Zombie riot police. That was
very funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
They had all their riot gear, the blast shields, and all the heavy armor on them, and they had to confront those in the beginning.
And well, one thing that was kind of unrealistic is they started bashing in the heads with like you don't have to know like too much about a helmet to know you're not going to bash in the head.
Your stick's not going to break through that. Right. Your bow and arrow isn't going to pierce that face shield.
No, yeah. Actually, I believed it would.
When he pulled that out, I said movie magic, TV show magic. I imagine that'll be the quickest way, break right through that. But it's I guess pretty strong, and it's probably realistic that it did bounce off. Maybe it didn't hit the glass, but it made it like a little clean.
Mm-hmm. I did like that. It didn't ruin it for me. I thought that was funny, and how they always how they had to get all this stuff off, and they wore it later, which is weird.
They did. They used it.
I would be very apprehensive about wearing anything that was worn on the head or face of a zombie.
And sometimes they'd kill one, and all their juices would pour out of the helmet.
Yeah, they took off a gas mask of the zombie, and the skin came with it.
So let's do a verdict. As a whole, how does this season begin? How do you like it? How do you not like it?
I think it's really good, and I think the season's going to be not that. Well, last season was the worst season. Let's say it, but that doesn't mean to make it awful. But it
doesn't make. There's only 2 seasons, so one has to be good, one has to be bad.
But I think the season's going to be really good because it introduces a new character, a new dynamic.
Yeah. Oh, what we didn't mention at the end, and I'm going to mention at the end. I didn't even realize this. I forgot. It was very quick and very good. At the end of this episode, when they cut off his leg, T-Dog, I think, notices someone, or maybe not him. They notice people in a window. They assume to be zombies. Mm-hmm. They look, and then all of a sudden, they're just regular people.
They're prisoners.
They're just regular. Yeah, I guess they had their own area and they survived. So we'll see what they do with them.
Yeah, and that's where it ends. It's just like, holy crap, real live people, guards.
Yeah,
and then it ends. But now that I think about it, the old dynamic I was talking about old society, new society, is going to come back up. First of all, these are survivors. They're people they can help, but they're also criminals, which don't exist in this society anymore, but did in the old one. We don't know what they did.
Yeah, so it'll be weird to see because
are they going to let them live?
If they encounter another group, it's usually they're hostile. You
should assume, yes.
So you would assume criminals would be hostile as well, but maybe they can aid them, or maybe they'll still be just as hostile. Mm-hmm. But yeah, then there's another group that they'll mention, or that'll be brought up with, that's like a fortified city that's run by some guy the
governor.
They call him the governor.
Yeah, that's his name. And he's a ruthless leader, and in the comic books he does terrible things, which I won't say here, but
you'll have to tell me afterward. I don't know.
So we'll definitely see that. This season I think is going to be great, much better, bigger budget, more zombies.
Yeah. We'll keep in touch. Probably not unless something really exciting happens. We probably won't talk about every episode. We'll probably hit some points just to get you guys watching, because it is a really, really, really exciting show.
If you're not watching it, catch it. AMC's The Walking Dead, Sundays at 8 or
9 o'clock, I believe. Anyways, we'll go to the next song, and these songs, like I said, all resemble the skydive that Felix Baumgartner did last Sunday.
So the first song was what?
The first song was the Europa, but the first kind of the idea that the timeline was wild winds. As the balloon went up, he hit some strong winds. He's now in this story. He is now at 24 miles, or specifically 128,100 feet into the air, the highest any manned balloon flight, any skydiver has ever been, and will jump from. And this song is, as he's on the ledge, he jumps. Van Halen, jump. At Tex Show, we'll go to commercial break, and we'll come back and talk about more stuff. Matt and Tex Show, that was our commercial break. We are live here at KSU.com. Make sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/MattandTex, or twitter.com/MattandTex.
We're trying to reach 1,000 likes this year.
Heyo, we're at 120.
Almost there.
Oh, damn. Today on the show, we talked about some nerd stuff. The Walking Dead, of course. A show I want to rant about real quick. We talked about Revolution. It's now on episode 4. Maybe 5, I'm not sure. I am no longer a fan. I don't know what it was. I watched half of the last episode today at school on the internet. Got about halfway through. One of the main characters was stabbed in the leg, and it just was boring to me. Nothing's attractive to me. Nothing is compelling. The only idea is why is the power got shut off, but I can wait until the series ends, and I can Google it. But I don't want to see these characters anymore. I don't want to hear these stories anymore, and I don't want to see this show anymore.
Let me ask you one question, though. One thing about series is that some people like them, some people don't. And when they get canceled, we never know the end.
That's true.
Will you be a little upset if the series gets canceled?
No.
Not knowing what happened?
No.
No?
Not really. Because it's an interesting story, but at this point, if I cared about the characters, if I cared about it even a bit, I think I would be upset. Because I don't know how the characters, if they did it or not, or if they figured it out, But I don't really care about the characters, so I don't care if they figure it out or not, or if anyone figures it out, that whole universe can blow up and die.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I don't plan on watching it ever again.
Yeah, the third episode, I was rooting for the main character to die. And when she didn't, I was upset.
He did. Ah, Jesus.
Yeah, I think I'll keep up with it because I'm like there now, but I basically hate the show and hate that I'm watching it, but I'm going to keep watching, I think.
I don't have enough time for that. Anyways, that is our show, unfortunately. It's 3:40, pretty early, but I have to get to class and get a good seat. Front row, preferably.
Yeah.
Next week is going to be an exciting episode for us. We will focus only on one genre and one medium and one of Texas's expertise. We're talking about video games,
Shablam.
100%. I wonder if I can get video game soundtracks on here.
I'm sure.
I don't know who the artist is. We'll figure that out. But we'll talk about Minecraft, which we've always been hinting at but never have. We'll talk about future video games.
Consoles.
We'll also discuss our top 6 list for our favorite video games. Tex has his list. I will have mine. Maybe we can talk about our most hated video game. It's going to be hard to do, but a game that you've played, you have to play the game fully and just say what if you hate it, like your most hated game.
Got it.
I have nothing in mind at this point, but I will think about it. Until then, we'll play one last song. This is for Felix Baumgartner, the world's fastest man. Hit Mach 1.24, a top speed of 833.9 miles per hour. This song is Fly Like an Eagle.
Like an eagle.
By Steve Miller Band. We'll see you next week. Matt and Tex Show.
Bye.
We'll see you.